And welcome to the Latchkey Friends podcast. How's everybody doing?
So good.
Great.
So,
We're week 568 into quarantine.
so many days and weeks of quarantine.
Years.
Yeah, lifetimes, really.
Today we are joined on the podcast by our dear friend, Reiko Turner. How are you, Reiko Turner?
I'm doing great. Quarantine Reiko is great.
Now, here's a secret for our listeners that Liz turns into Corona Liz. It makes her sense of humor quite sharp, witty,
Oof.
and a little bit saucy.
Yeah, just a little
And
bit.
I am lucky to know Quarantine Liz. Corona Liz.
Corona Liz.
She
There's a
only
difference.
comes out during pandemics, so once every 100 years.
Yeah. So it gets really real. So we may see that today. So we're still Liz and I are still in our basement bunkers. Reiko, it looks like you have natural light coming in from the main floor.
Oh, I do.
You're glowing.
Right over there. I'm glowing.
You're glowing.
Yes, I'm sitting in my dining room right now.
Looks fantastic. Will we be joined by any of your dog or cat?
Not the dog, maybe the cat. We'll see.
I hope Mochi comes in and just gives us like a nasty look.
Oof.
Walks by.
She bit me on my chin today.
She did?
She's never done that before.
What did she do to her?
Bites my hands. Ooh.
You being mean?
No, I was petting her softly.
Looking at her?
Yeah, I looked at her funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe she doesn't like to be pet in the same spot over and over.
I know. Can you maybe move around a little bit? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe move around.
Yeah.
Now, is Milo the dog still on the video call with us?
Milo is.
Oh.
He's just sleeping on the ground. You're lucky he's sleeping that way. Normally he sleeps on his back with his legs sprawled and you see everything.
Yeah.
Everything. He is not ashamed. He is not a never nude.
Ooh.
So, Reiko, your situation is such that you live in the house with your wife, Allie.
Mhm.
There's lots of close quarters because that's not the only family member in your house or on the property. What else is going on?
So we live, so let me go back. Allie's family moved here before she was born from Chicago, and they were used to living in like a 3-flat with their whole family. So when they moved out here, they were looking for something similar to that. Well, obviously in Utah, that doesn't exist. So they found like big farming property in Mill Creek. And at the time it was pretty underdeveloped. And so we have a main house on our property, which Allie and I live in, the top floor. Her parents live in a house completely separate, but on the same property. So we're like neighbors with my in-laws. And then my mom lives in the mother-in-law below us. And we all have like our own, yeah, we have our own compound. It's like a cult.
Start a cult next?
Oh,
Yes.
we have already started one.
When do I get to join?
Whenever.
Okay, I'll drink
The shed is ready for you.
Okay, shed? I'll take a shed.
Yeah.
Is it my own space? Perfect.
Your own space, your own entrance, pretty much your own yard.
Oh my gosh. It's like
Everybody wears matching tennis shoes. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. We're all very close.
So during quarantine, you've had your own little quarantine cult, I guess you could call it. Now, you got your quarantine space, so the whole family is all together. So
Yep.
That's a big deal, except for Grandma. Where's Grandma in all of this?
So far away. She's a whole 2 minutes down the street.
Is that 2 minutes walking or 2 minutes driving?
Driving. We have walked there before. It takes probably 20 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe less. Not even that if you're running.
Okay. So, but Grandma doesn't want to be part of the cult. She's her own thing.
Yeah, she's her own thing. It's for the best.
For who? You or her?
Both.
I feel that there's a lot of interesting things going on your property, but we actually want to focus on Grandma today.
Okay.
So can you tell us a little bit about Grandma? Where's Grandma from? How old's Grandma?
So Grandma is from Tremonton, Utah originally.
Good old Tremonton.
Yeah, she's a farm girl turned city girl. She has 8 siblings. I think there's like 4 Yeah, 4 of them alive right now. She is 93 years old.
Wow.
Yep.
So
And
8 siblings, where does grandma fall? Is she oldest, youngest, kind of middle?
no, she is middle to the youngest.
Okay.
And this is the grandma on my mom's side, so the Japanese side.
Mhm.
So your grandma's 93. So
Yep.
it seems to me like if I were 93, I'm just sitting in my house, hanging out, sitting in my chair. Is
Watching
that
The Price is Right?
watching The Price is Right? And
Maybe some daytime soaps?
yeah, I'd be
Oh.
doing all those things. I'd be
No.
doing all those things. Does this describe your grandmother?
Not at all. She is probably the most active person I've ever met, probably more active than myself. Pre-pandemic, of course, she was extremely active. So for decades, she was part of a bowling league. She's on the board of our local chapter of the Japanese American Citizens League. She is an active churchgoer.
She's a busy lady.
She is a busy lady, and she charters buses for her and 50 of her friends to Wendover all the time.
50 of her closest friends
50 of her
30
closest.
to Wendover.
Yeah.
So usually in these type of conversations, we turn to Reiko for historical and cultural facts, but not today. Elizabeth, tell us about Wendover, Utah / Wendover, Nevada.
Yep.
I mean, how do you even describe Wendover? It's
It's
like
if
it's
Las-
not even like big. It's like
old Vegas and Reno had a baby.
but it was like they were siblings that had a baby,
Gross.
and then it was Wendover was born.
Yeah. I'd say you're about right.
Vegas and its sibling had a baby. That's how I describe it.
Okay. So
Yeah, and
Wendover-
sometimes see Boys to Men there. It's really great.
Go to the buffets.
Yeah.
Buffets, yum. In Wendover,
Wendover.
my favorite.
All that seafood.
No! Never get seafood in the buffet in Wendover. PSA right now. Don't do it.
Yeah.
So Wendover is about 90 minutes west of Salt Lake City. So the reason why it's there, why there's a Wendover, Utah and a Wendover, Nevada, is it's literally it's the border town between Utah and Nevada. So it's the second you get to Wendover, Nevada, you can gamble, right?
Mhm.
So,
But you can't in Utah.
You can't in
You can't.
Utah.
Because we don't endorse any fun here.
No fun.
None.
No
Is
fun.
it fun? You can't do it.
So that means your grandma. So now back to your grandma and the fun bus. So every so often, she is organizing probably a bus ride out with 50 of her closest friends to Wendover.
She is. Yep.
What are they doing on the bus?
They play bingo. I mean, she goes all out. She makes sure everyone has a good time.
How do I get invited to the bus? I want to go.
Gotta be
Well,
in the cold bird.
you know someone.
Oh, I got an in now.
Yeah. We can go on the fun bus whenever we want.
So pre-pandemic, how often was she going on this fun bus to Wendover?
I would say once every couple of months, probably.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Does
it's
she love
pretty
to
consistent.
gamble, or is
She
she
does.
for the buffet?
No, she's, well, a little of both. She
Okay.
loves her slot machines.
Mm-hmm.
She loves going to the buffet, and she loves somehow bringing back buffet treats for me
Is
and
it in her
Allie.
purse? She's like, I got you a
Well,
couple rolls.
It started out in her purse, like a muffin wrapped in a napkin shoved into her purse, but she somehow talked the buffet staff into giving her a styrofoam container. So she brings home muffins and donuts from the buffet line. I have never heard of anyone who is able to get a to-go box at a buffet
and fill it up.
And my grandma somehow
Must be
does
a
that.
charming young lady.
Oh, she is. She is quite the charmer.
So what's grandma's name?
Sadie
Oh.
Yoshimura.
Oh, I love it.
Sadie's so cute.
So Grandma Sadie is kind of a charmer. I think you've told us that she's also beloved in the neighborhood, and she's making the neighbors do all the work for her.
Oh yeah. So Grandma has several neighbors who love her. She's been in the neighborhood probably the longest out of all of them now. But there's this one house across the street from her. It's like a bachelor pad. There's like 3 or 4 30-something-year-old single guys who live in this house. She knows all about each one of them. And like they'll come over. I have never seen a house full of young men so interested in what an elderly woman is doing. And we'll like go over to her house and they're standing in her front yard talking. She's giving them cookies. They make sure her garbage is taken out every week. It's really great. But
Sadie still got it.
oh, absolutely.
So so she pre-pandemic. So we're talking. She's still at 93. Maybe she's 92. She's still out rocking and rolling, 90 minutes away from home in the casinos, eating buffet, gambling.
Yes.
Now, that to me seems like at some point something's got to go awry. Has there ever been trouble in casino?
Trouble in Little Wendover.
Yes. So one day, this is probably like a year ago to this day, maybe. I'm sitting at work. It's the middle of the afternoon. I get a call from an unknown number. It was like from Atlanta or something. So of course I don't answer it.
Yeah, who answers unknown numbers anymore?
Exactly.
Cell phone.
So they leave a message and I check my voicemail and it's like Stacy from the medical alert systems. And she says, I'm trying to contact Sadie Yoshimura's emergency contact. If you can give me a call back. That's like literally all she says.
Is this like a life, like a I've fallen and I can't get up, life alert kind of thing?
It is.
Okay.
So a few months before this call, my grandma had a tumble and the whole family decided that it was probably for the best that she had some sort of medical alert device. She lives alone.
Chose not to join the cult, so she has to wear.
So she has to wear this like ugly, clunky medical alert device around her neck.
Something that is not flattering.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I get this call, my stomach drops. Of course, I think the worst. I call Stacy back and she said, your grandmother's medical alert device was set off and it pinged somewhere in West Wendover. So I knew that she was out gambling with her gaggle of friends. And she said, because your grandma didn't answer our calls and you didn't answer the first time, we had to escalate your case to the authorities. And so the Wendover sheriff is wandering around Wendover as we speak, looking for your grandma. And I mean, like, systematically going from casino to casino, looking for the tiniest Asian woman.
With a styrofoam.
With a styrofoam container full of buffet muffins.
If you find her, she might have some muffins.
The first to find her gets to take home a muffin.
Yep.
So I'm imagining that you're worried about this, right? Because
oh yeah,
that's scary.
It's scary. And like, you know, obviously I knew she was probably okay because she's with a bunch of people, but you never know.
Yeah.
And I have an anxious brain, so of course I'm like, she's probably passed out in the tiniest little space in a casino somewhere. And so Stacy gives me the number for the sheriff, the Wendover sheriff. And I give him a call and he basically says, I'm just going to go to every casino. You try and call her on your end. I'll let you know. We'll keep our line of communication open. So of course, calling. I call my mom, my aunt, everyone is calling grandma. She doesn't answer. And I mean, I probably called her 10 times. And on the 11th call, she picks up. She doesn't say hello. I hear like fumbling on the other end and a lot of background casino noise. And she shouts into the phone, "I just won $900." Just shouts that. And that's it.
That's
So
all.
I knew in that moment, I knew she was okay. But I had to explain to her after we settled down
After
a
you
little
celebrated the
bit.
win
Yeah,
of
after we
$900,
celebrated
that's a big deal.
the $900 win, I had to gently explain to her that a sheriff was out there looking for her in Wendover. And she was very embarrassed.
So where was her life? I mean, shouldn't her life thingy necklace be around her neck?
Yes. Because my grandma is very particular and she didn't want to disrupt her Wendover ensemble, she took it off. It didn't match. Even underneath her shirt, it didn't match.
It just ruined the lines of the outfit.
It did.
Yeah.
And so she took it off and put it in her purse. And it turns out when she was celebrating her $900 win, it was banging around in her purse on something, probably like her wallet and her cell phone, and it was setting that thing off.
So the sheriff, did he eventually find her?
No, so I ended up calling the sheriff. He was very relieved. He got a good laugh. We both got a good laugh out of it. I'm sure it was like the most exciting thing that has happened to him all month. And he said, "Great for your grandma.
Glad she's not hurt."
Yep, glad she's not hurt. She's welcome back anytime.
So after
next
that,
month with another 50 people.
Yeah.
Did grandma change her ways after that? After that, did you have to say, "Grandma, no more Wendover," or what?
No.
Or did you say, "Grandma, you have to wear your medical alert"?
Yeah, we let her know that if you're going to take it off, you have to make sure it's like in a secure pocket, but we would prefer not to have you take it off.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, luckily she's pretty serious about wearing it. She hasn't set it off since. No false alarms, no real alarms. But it's pretty funny because now she wears it a lot at home, and whenever we go and visit her, we can tell it's just the whole thing is just so clunky and poorly designed that like she'll lean over with it on and you can tell that the whole thing just dunks into like her soup that she's been eating or whatever food she's eating because it's completely coated in food now. So
But she's safe, and that's what's most important.
Exactly.
Do you know who else loves buffets?
Oh.
That guy. Right there.
I love
Spencer, you and Grandma Sadie can go to Chuckarama when all of this is over.
Now, did you know, Reiko, that I don't know if you've heard that the Latchkey Friends podcast is legit now. And
I've heard.
We are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and our next thing is we're going to get sponsors. And I feel that the Chuckarama Buffet should sponsor the program.
Oh, yeah.
You're a frequent flyer.
Yeah, I'm a frequent flyer, a frequent diner. I'm all up in there, and I will be happiest when that place opens up again. So Liz can come for the gambling to Wendover.
Yeah.
I will come for the buffets, and we'll just bring you the leftovers home.
Oh, thanks.
That'd be nice of us, right?
But I think you need Grandma Sadie somewhere in that equation so you can actually like get a styrofoam container to bring.
Yeah, we're gonna tag along with Grandma.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. So you're not inviting me.
I need Grandma Sadie to win money for me. I never win.
Yeah, we don't.
Never. I did one time now. I'm very excited. Like I'm on a winning streak.
Yeah, just go on the elderly Japanese fun bus.
Yes, I feel like that's where I need to be.
It's your people.
Do they often take naps? Because I'm also a big fan of a nap.
Oh, I'm sure there are plenty of naps, especially on the ride home. Maybe even at a slot machine.
Do you know who's not going to sponsor us? Wendover.
Probably.
Because I just said Wendover is the birth of Vegas.
Maybe that's going to be their new tagline. Maybe they'll thank you.
Maybe they will. Marketing at its finest.
Mm-hmm. So what's the lesson? What's the takeaway here, Reiko? What did you learn, or what should our viewers and listeners learn from this story?
I think, let's see. I think all can be forgiven, especially during a health scare, if you win $900 doing it. That's the best I got.
It doesn't matter how you get there or if there's issues.
Yeah.
You have to win. Winning,
like, how can you be mad at someone who wins $900?
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. I think that is the lesson to all of our listeners and viewers. Winning cures everything.
It does.
Or go home.
Money is the cure of all your problems.
Yep. And if you want to live life on the edge, just tag along with Grandma Sadie.
Heck yeah.
Took us 16 episodes, but we got to the moral of the entire series.
Universe.
Money.
Yeah.
Money.
And Grandma Sadie. You want to have a good time? Hang out with Grandma Sadie. She'll show you how to do it.
She is a great time.
So as soon as the pandemic is over, we would like to hang out with her.
Oh, please. She'd love that.
And you can come to that one.
You can come to that one, but not to the Wendover portion.
But not to the Wendover trip. Okay.
Let's keep you local.
It's fine.
Reiko, thank you so much for being on the podcast, and we want to say hi to all of your family members within the compound, as well as Grandma, and tell Grandma thank you from us for letting you tell her story.
I'm going to be moving into the shed by the end of the week.
Okay, we'll clear it out for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Spencer, there's another shed back there for you.
Boom. Boom. I'm there.
Okay.
In the meantime, why don't everybody check out the podcast at latchkeyfriends.com or on social media at Latchkey Friends. Anything else they need to know, Liz?
Don't forget to like, follow, give us a review.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Share it. Tell your friends. Everybody wants to hear Grandma Sadie's story.
Reiko, tell Grandma Sadie to tell her friends, because they're the coolest friends that we have.
And she has a lot of them.
Maybe next time we're going to have her bachelor pad bros from across the street on the show.
Yes.
Oh, she'd love that. Only if she can be involved.
For sure.
Done. Well, thank you, Reiko, and thank you to all our listeners. We're going to be back with another show soon, but in the meantime, you can catch up on all the shows at latchkeyfriends.com. We'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.